Hey, this is Coach Bruce, and this is Coach Bruce Lunch and Learn. Hey man, this is going to be an exciting lunch and learn today. Something that I'm trying out to see, how well this thing would work. And look, I'm not going to be before you real long because I know you're at lunch. I'm hoping that you're having an awesome day thus far. And we want to do these lunch and learns to address three basic topics, and that is personal development, leadership training, and speaker tips. Now, today I'm going to talk to you about speaker tips. If you ever thought about being a speaker, you ever thought about being a preacher? You ever thought about just being able to present, a business plan? That's speaking. If you're a coach and you're talking to young adults, athletes, that's being a speaker. If you're talking to Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, if you're in sales and you're presenting a particular product or service, that's speaking. If you're a leader of any level, whether it's mid-level leader, senior level, CEO, owner of the company, one of the most important skills that you can develop is the speaking skill. The ability to communicate, not just communicate, but I like how John C. Maxwell says, communicate and connect. He says a lot of people communicate, but few connect. So I want to talk to you about leadership tips. This is something that is very dear to me because back in the day, years ago, when I was young, I had a hard time with speaking. I had a hard time with communicating. I had a hard time with getting my point across without stuttering. And it was embarrassing. It was insulting. I was bashful and shy and unwilling to communicate and share because I was afraid that I would stutter. So I didn't go on my high school prom. No, I wasn't one who spoke at the graduation, and so with that being said, if you were to ask any of my friends in high school, any of my friends in college, if you were to ask them if I was going to be a prolific speaker, if I was going to be a certified coach, trainer, and speaker, they would laugh me off the stage. They would laugh you off the stage because they knew that I had a problem with speaking. I had a problem with speaking clearly. I had a confidence problem of speaking at all because I didn't want to embarrass myself. I saw in my mind that I would stutter on certain words that begin with T, the TH, the, this, the, those, and the W words, work, will you, Wilhelmina, Willow Grove. I would avoid those things like the bubonic plague. I would avoid it like COVID-19. You hear me? Because I didn't want to stutter. And so this particular topic is very dear to me. Now, why am I talking about preachers today? I'm talking about preachers today because I am a preacher. I can speak from experience. I can speak from the pulpit. I can speak from this particular lane that I am in. And because I was able to defeat this particular giant called speaking effectively, being able to communicate, this particular lane is very tender. It's very special. It's unique. It's loving. I embrace the art of speaking. So whenever I see someone take it lightly, it bothers me. Whenever I see someone who don't organize their thoughts when they're coming before an audience, it bothers me. And so there are three basic ways to stay on point when you are preaching, when you are speaking, when you are presenting, when you are a keynote speaker. Tell them what you're going to tell them. Tell them what you told them. Let me tell you again. If you keep this in mind, it'll keep you on track to make sure that your plan of your speech stays in track with what you said you were going to tell them. How annoyed are you when a preacher takes a text and that's the last time you heard the text? That's the last time you heard anything about the text. Why take a text if you're not going to preach from it? Why take a text if you're not going to explain it? Why take a text if you're not going to help me better understand? The way you stay on point, very simple. Those three principles right there. Tell them what you're going to tell them. Tell them what you told them. And the reason why you tell them what you told them is because the summary is just like you giving a gift to somebody and then you put wrap on it to make it special, right? You put wrap on it. And so when you tell them what you told them in summary, it makes sure that they got the main points. The key elements are in the summary to make sure they walk away with the gift in hand. You know, I had a pastor, I still consider him my pastor, Bishop Donald E. Bell. Bishop Bell gave me something that I'll never, ever forget. And in my Bible, I write it down. He wrote that to me. When he wrote that to me, you know what that is? That is the message preparation outline. Text, topic, introduction, illustration, body, conclusion. I use it every single time to make sure that when I'm preaching in an organized fashion and flow. Okay? 4 points. One thing I hate about preachers, speakers, because preachers are speakers. All right? When Jesus was speaking to the disciples, I believe in Matthew chapter 14, it says that when he got done speaking, all right, when he got done speaking, he told the disciples to go on a boat on the other side while he went and moved the multitude to a different place. And he went on the mountainside to pray. But it said when he got finished speaking. And so when I'm talking about what I hate about preachers, I'm talking from a position of experience. I've been preaching since 1994. I've been speaking and coaching since 1998. This is what I love to do, all right? And so when we talk about the things that I hate, number one, I hate when a preacher, number one, shows a lack of preparation. Sad. If you're going to speak in front of a group of people who are depending on every word you say, they've been going through some things during the week. They may be a new convert. They don't understand exactly, the full breadth of what the Christian life is all about, the expectations, the benefits, and so forth. And they come to get you to better help them understand, to get a better grip on things. Okay, the Bible says, with thy getting, get understanding, right? Okay, and so they're waiting to get understanding, and here it is, you are not prepared. Number 2 is organization. Organization. Have you ever heard a person speak and they are all over the place? They told you that they're coming to talk to you about how to empower young people. And then they're talking about this one and this and this and that. Let me tell you something. One of the worst things you can think is that if you're good at one thing, you're good at everything. Let me give you some prime examples. Michael Jordan, good at basketball, terrible at baseball. Tried to dabble into baseball. Terrible. Charles Barkley played, good basketball for what? For the Phoenix Suns, for the Philadelphia Sixers. Good at basketball, terrible at golf. Look at Charles Barkley. Pull him up on YouTube and see how he swings the club. Are you kidding me? And then Nate Robinson, very good at basketball. Short guy, won the slam dunk championship, I think 2 or 3 times. And this guy tried to get into boxing and got knocked out. You hear me? Knocked out. This is what happens when you think good at one thing, good at everything. Not happening. And it holds true as we talk about speaking. Just because you're good at this and that don't mean, speaking is not just talking. Speaking is connecting. Speaking is being understood. Speaking is persuasion. Speaking is influence. Speaking is understanding and knowledge and empowerment and influence. This is what speaking is all about. It's not just about, flying off at the lip. You can fly off at the lip and not make a sense to nobody. We're talking about the art of speaking and respecting the art of speaking. So a speaker must be prepared, they must be organized, and they must be clear. In other words, when you're talking to me, make examples, tell me stories, give me the history to clarify. Now, mind you, while a person is preaching, the whole objective in the preaching is to prove to you that what I said is correct. So if I come to you saying, today I want to talk to you about what upsets me about preachers, and I don't give you empirical examples, I don't give you stories. Look, I remember when I went to Martin Luther King High School, I was real good at track and field. And then I decided I was going to dabble into drafting, into architectural design. So I took a class after school. I asked Coach Whitehead, Coach White, do you mind if I just spend 45 minutes in this class? I'll be 45 minutes late, but I promise you, I will do all of the workout like everybody else. I'll catch up and so forth. He said, no problem, try it. I did this because my uncle was an architect. My uncle was an architect for the Philadelphia Water Department. There are buildings down at 16th and Market, 17th and Market, 15th and Chestnut. Buildings that he helped design the waterworks in those buildings. Oh, I was fascinated. Oh, I wanted to be like Uncle James. I wanted to do what he did. This man went to Drexel University and took every math class they had. Every math class they had. I was terrible at math. I was terrible at drawing. I was terrible at drafting. It took me 2 weeks to find out I was in the wrong space. What am I saying? Good at one thing doesn't mean you're good at everything. So a speaker wants to be prepared, organized, clarity, and lastly, there must be a walkaway. That means when I get up from that podium, I need to make sure I've delivered unto you a walkaway. What am I saying? What I'm presenting to you is a gift of knowledge and empowerment and encouragement, right? Okay. The way I wrap the gift, okay? When we give gifts at Christmas, we wrap them, right? We wrap them, make them pretty, put a little bow on them, what have you, right? The way I wrap the gift is at the end, I do a summary. I just told you. 3 steps to staying on point is tell them what you're going to tell them what you said. And when you tell them what you said, you're summarizing what you said to make sure the walkaway is in their hands. I got to make sure that I summarize it and give you the key points so you can walk away and apply what I said. Does that make sense? Okay, Wallace, man, if you're ever speaking anywhere, man, speaking at a Kappa convention or what have you, man, look, you got to make sure these things are solid and in place so that when you speak, you can get them to connect, all right? And then when they connect with your stories about yourself and how it relates to what you are saying, then you got them right where you want them. Then you can teach them. Then you can help them understand. And then when they walk away, they got something they can apply. So look, I got to run. I hope that something that we said this afternoon has been helpful. This is our Lunch and Learn with Coach Bruce. We just want to give you something that you can use in leadership training, speaking tips, or personal development. All right? You have to have, when you come and sit here, you got to have a growth mindset. You got to be ready to grow. And guess what? We're always evolving, we're always growing, and we're always becoming the best version that we can become of ourselves. We'll never reach perfection, but we can get better. All right? You guys take care. Thanks a lot again, Wally, for being on board. Man, look, we got some good memories, man. I'll tell you the truth, man. You were a great football player, man. I believe you played quarterback, right? Yeah. Hey, look, I hope you're doing well, man, through all the operations you've had as well. $6 million man. You take care, man. Talk to you soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.